All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises unto Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. Also want to give double honors unto the apostles and elders and bishops of Great Millstone. Blessings and salutations unto the elect of Yasharallah, as well as the hopeful elect, the Akim out there enduring this truth across the four corners of the earth, teaching and preaching through the spirit of Yahweh, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, and truth and sincerity, as well as the men and women that follow, and those who might look like the other nation, but are of the nation of Israel and their father's side by blood. And wanting to get into a lesson, just kind of watching, everything going on in LA and things starting to get riled up around the northern tribe, and through the spirit, these are things that we've been speaking about. They'll rouse up the southern tribe, they'll rouse up the northern tribe. Regardless, we know that Jacob's trouble has to happen. Now, this isn't Judah's trouble, this isn't Issachar's trouble, this isn't Naphtali's trouble, it's Jacob's trouble, all right? Including all of the tribes, okay? One way, shape, form, or fashion. And with that, comes violence. Violence, people being unalive, people being detained, people being deported, people being, treated however, whichever way, man. Okay, it's all part of the going out of this kingdom, because it's also going to be a judgment period, and it's going to be a testing period as well. A judgment period for the ones who the Lord, disregarded and has not chosen, and a testing period for the ones who the Lord has chosen, has given responsibilities, and will those people endure? The ones who call themselves Israelites. All right, are you going to believe and trust in that name unto the end, or are you going to, concede to the image of the beast, to this world and the way that they want things, and the world that they're trying to now build, that NWO, all right, putting that technology in your hand or in your forehead, and, possibly having 15-minute cities and social credit scores, all of this, they're trying to create their own utopia, in a sense, to where there's only a few people in power, all right, and everybody else is subject unto them, okay, at whatever cost, too. Because, like it says in Matthews, if the days are shortened for the elect's sake, if not, then there will be no flesh saved. All right, because this man, hey, remember the Georgia Guidestones, okay, with it being written on there to pretty much wipe out about 7.5 billion people, to roughly have about 500 million people. That'll be a hell of a lot easier to manage, But at the end of the day, this is the Heavenly Father's program. So, matter of fact, I'm gonna grab that real quick. Dang, I'm thinking of two of them now. This is Isaiah chapter 45, verse 47. It says, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, Yahawah, do all these things. All right. So whatever happens in society, whatever happens in the world is meant to happen, and it's orchestrated by the Heavenly Father. All right. Because he's the governor. Okay. He's the architect. All right. He declared, which stood out to me when a brother was bringing it out the other day. He declared the end from the beginning. So he already had this all planned out. This whole movie, he already had it all situated to happen exactly how it's happening. So let me get back up in Luke. This is Luke 12:35. It says, let your loins be girded about and your lights burning, right? And ye yourselves like unto men that wait for their Lord, when he will return from the wedding, that when he cometh and knocketh, they may open unto him immediately. Meaning what? They don't have to clean up. Oh, give me a second. You see in these movies, people knocking on their door and they, give me a second. And they cleaning up real fast, trying to tidy up and, or trying to hurry up and get ready as if they was prepared to go, knowing that that person was on the way. No, it says they open unto him immediately, meaning they're prepared. Let's see what it said in the NLT. It says, as though you were waiting for your master to return from the wedding feast, then you will be ready to open a door and let him in the moment he arrives and knocks. So you're prepared. You're expecting, all right, your Lord to return, as we are. If you're expecting your Lord to return, then you should be prepared. Okay. Verse 37, it says, blessed are those servants whom the Lord, when he cometh, shall find watching. Verily I say unto you, that he shall gird himself and make them sit down to meat, and will come forth and serve them. Right? And if he shall come in the second watch, or come in the third watch, and find them so, blessed are those servants. So whenever he comes, whichever watch he shows up, it's not like the Lord told us, yeah, I'm going to show up at the third watch. Now everybody looking at every night, every day at the third watch. Let's see when the third watch exactly is. I know it says, I believe the Romans started creating a fourth watch. I believe, from me reading a while back. Let's see what time the third watch is. Yep, from about 12 a.m. to 3 a.m. So about midnight to 3 a.m. is the third watch. All right. So I take it the second watch is from 9 p.m. to 12 p.m. Let me see, 10, 11, 12. Yep. And then you got maybe the first watch would probably be 6 to 9 p.m. Let me see the fourth watch. The fourth watch of the night refers to the time between 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. This period is significant in the Bible, particularly in the account of YAHAWASHI walking on water after the disciples had been tossed around in a storm. In Roman times, the night was divided into 4 watches, and the fourth watch was the final one. In some Christian circles, this time is seen as a time for prayer, reflection, and seeking the Most High's wisdom. So, yeah, that's. I remember I been seeing something about that, But nonetheless, whenever the Lord shows up, man, you ought to be prepared. That's what this time is for. This time is for us to be cleansing ourselves, man. Just like you detox your body and you clean out and your body and get rid of what's not supposed to be there. That's what we're supposed to be doing with our spirit, man. So when the Lord show up, we're prepared. We're ready. We ain't been eating pounds and pounds of spiritual meat. And what I mean by that is overloading our spirit on BS, man. But no, we've been eating clean to where we got the energy to sustain for the journey ahead, Going into 39, Luke 12 and 39, it says, "In this know that if the good man of the house had known what hour the thief would come, he would have watched and not have suffered his house to be broken through. Be ye therefore ready also, for the Son of Man cometh at an hour when ye think not." All right. Yep. So that's when, the Lord coming at a thief in the night. All right. You don't know exactly when it's coming. Okay. But if you knew, guess what everybody would do? As we always say, they would be prepared right before he's coming. Why do I got to sit up and wait for you if I know what time you're coming? I'll just sleep for years upon years, for the most part, just being unprepared, and then right at that last hour, get prepared. And that's why the Lord's coming the way he's coming. But he's not unfair. He's given us signs. He's told us to measure the times based off of the signs. And what's going on in LA is part of those signs, man. All right. Nation rising up against nation. Okay. Insurrection. All right. Not what did it say? Well, I'll get it real quick. I don't want to butcher that up real good. It says, sedition. 2 Ezra 16:15. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. And that's exactly what they out there doing. You know, they out there doing what the hell they want to do for the most part.
Yeah. Call you later. Good morning.
This is fair use, fair use. I'm not gonna show too much, but throwing things at the police and setting things on fire, busting out police windows. Hey, this is part of it. All right, the Lord is showing our people that, look, this ain't time to be trusting in the shadows of Egypt. You know, this place is showing you that we don't care about y'all. You got people out there with signs and saying, you know, we build your houses and we work your jobs and we cut your grass and we so on this. They don't care about none of that. All right, you got to keep in mind, Sirach 12 tell us that the enemy will use you until he don't need you no more. Okay? And hey, we just getting into them time. We at the end. We are at the end. All right? This man got to show his horns in order for us to get the hell up out of here. All right? And call all y'all about YAHAWASHI, man. It's starting, you know? It's verse 41. It says, Then Peter said unto him, Lord, speakest thou this parable unto us, or even to all? And the Lord said, Who then is that faithful and wise steward, whom his Lord shall make ruler over his household, to give them their portion of meat in due season? Blessed is that servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing. And that's what it is. Not starting to do it, but no, you're doing constantly. This is a lifestyle, doing this on a daily, you know. You can't be seasonal. You know, you're going to have your ups and your downs, your low moments. All right, the times where you got a little money, the times when you ain't got money, the time where you stressed out, the time when you ain't stressed out, you know. But that's a part of it. All right, if it was easy, everybody could do it, man. And that's why the Lord told us we got to enter into that straight gate, which is difficulties, man. All right. Dealing with things at your job, dealing with things with your woman, dealing with things with your children, dealing with things with your family, dealing with the just the random things that happen within your life, flat tires, need to cut your grass, lawnmower ain't working, lost some money, whatever it is. All right. But whatever you do, remain doing. All right, going through all of that, still got to get your lessons out. Still got to do your reading. Still got to hit the highway. Still got to do your fasting. Still got to do your prayers. Well, you should be doing it more even then. All right. And not saying it in the sense of how the church do it, but in the time of trouble, we call on YAHAWASHI, man. Things get overwhelming. All right. It says, verse 44, Luke 12:44, Of a truth I say unto you that he will make him ruler over all that he hath. And if that servant say in his heart, My Lord delayeth his coming, and shall begin to beat the men servants and maidens, and eat and drink, and to be drunken, the Lord of that servant will come in a day when he looketh not for him, and in an hour when he is not aware, and will cut him asunder, and will appoint him his portion with the unbelievers. Right? Why? Because you lost patience. You lost faith. Okay? You became weak. All right? The Lord took too long. You figure the Lord ought to be on your time instead of you being on his time. Nah, I don't work like that. These things that's happening across the world, globally. Alliances being made, nuclear sites being built, nuclear weapons being tested, nuclear weapons being upgraded, tensions increasing. racism rising, women, so-called black women losing hella jobs. All right, Trump remix. We call him DJ Trump. DJ Trump remixing the laws and executive orders, man. All right, making the squeeze get tight. Luke 12:47, it says, "And that servant which knew his Lord's will, and prepared not himself, neither did according to his will, shall be beaten with many stripes. But he that knew not, and did commit things worthy of stripes, shall be beaten with few stripes. For unto whomsoever much is given, of him shall be much required. And to whom men have committed much, of him they will ask the more." And that's what it is. The Lord's given us this gospel. We got a job to do. Now, our people will get jacked up, but it's saying you'll get more jacked up for knowing and not doing. All right, so you already in the contract, so to speak. You might as well go and push through. Keep moving forward, man. Ain't nothing back there left. Don't take your hand off that plow, because the Lord is coming. All right. It says, verse 49, "I am coming to send fire on earth, and what will I if it be already kindled?" And hey, you see what's going on, man. All right. And the fire that the Lord is coming and bringing is judgment, and thermonuclear fire ultimately, man. That's the second death when you read 2 Peter, the 3rd chapter. All right. That's what has to bathe Babylon, to cleanse it, man. Destroy it, really. The land of Israel going to be hit too and be cleansed. All right, because that land is going to be brought back to life. All right, be cleansed of the evil that's done within it, and the blood that was shed, and all of the energy and the witchcraft and the sacrifices and the just all of that got to be cleansed, man. Get all of that from over there, so we can inherit it. Get it back and get it cleaned up on the backs of the heathen, man. Get it built back up. Verse 50, it says, "But I have a baptism to be baptized with, and how am I straitened till it be accomplished? Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth? I tell you, nay, but rather division. For from henceforth there shall be 5 in one house divided, 3 against 2, and 2 against 3. The father shall be divided against the son, and the son against the father, the mother against the daughter, and the daughter against the mother-in-law against her daughter-in-law, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law." Division, man. Okay? Some not going to agree with what other people, politics to separate them, religion, can separate them. This truth ultimately will separate them. All right, you got this truth, and there's going to be some people around you that you might be living with or might be close with and might not agree. All right, but at the end of the day, what are you gonna step back so you can please them, or are you gonna be found so doing and be preparing for the coming of the Lord? Okay. It says verse 54, "And he said also to the people, when ye see a cloud rise out of the west, straightway ye say, there cometh a shower, and so it is. And when ye see the south wind blow, ye say, there will be heat, and it cometh to pass. Ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky and of the earth, but how is it that ye do not discern this time?" And that's what the Lord is stating. With the things that's going on in the world, how can't you discern that it's close to his coming back? And the two main indicators, all right, is them upgrading and producing and talking more and more about this MOTB, all right, which is the RFID hit. Okay, they're constantly talking about that and bringing that to the forefront. That's one major prophecy that has to happen. And then the third, and then another one is the thermonuclear fire, man. All right, that's why, like I said earlier, alliances are being made, and tension is coming up, and weapons are being upgraded and tested. Okay, weapons are being upgraded and tested because it's that time. We just in them times. Ain't no going back. Call all YAHAWASHI outside. That's a lesson too. Ain't no going back, man. You know, I was telling a brother, talking to a brother earlier, it's like when you watch the cartoons, you know, and they light the wick to the bomb or whatever, and you just see it going, hey, you already lit it. You know, you did lit it and dropped the bomb in the hole. You can't jump down in there and put it out. It's over. All right, it's already lit. So yeah, man. Call all YAHAWASHI. We definitely in some beautiful and interesting times, and you know we gotta be occupied in prophecy and be, you know, remaining in this word, in the spirit, and you know, within the fold. All right, because it ain't looking pretty out here. You know, this situation, it could escalate to the next thing that needs to come. You know, or it could de-escalate and die down for a bit and come back up, man. But we know this summers get hot, you know. So with that, Lord willing, you was edified, and Lord willing, we allowed to endure unto the end. Once again, I want to give all praises unto Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. Shalom.